In this video, we're going to discuss the hostile zone behavior. So I've set up a little checkpoint here, and obviously the guards are not allowing anybody beyond this point, some kind of quarantine scenario. Now, if I approach these armed guards, they're not going to like it very much, so I'm going to put my gun away. Now I'll walk into the zone. You can see there at the bottom it says no weapons beyond this point, so that's the zone behavior taking effect, right? Now, these guards cannot see past a certain point. I've lowered their sight range, and that could just be accounted for by the crowd, right? Maybe they just can't see me back here. So they shouldn't react. I don't know how many units I'm away from these guards, but they probably won't react if they can't see me, right? So I'm just try it out. Let's take my gun out. Okay, so they can't see me, even though I'm in the zone. That's because their sight range, not the zone's. Bear that in mind. Okay, put the gun away. Come back up here. Now they can definitely see me. I'm right here in front, right? Now if I pull my gun,
you're not allowed here.
They're going to get hostile, right? Now these two particular NPCs, for whatever reason, obviously they're alerted, but they're not firing at me. I think it's the NPCs. I don't think there's anything wrong with the behavior itself. And to prove that, one of the
no sign of them.
Gun away, and they stop being hostile, right? But this guy here, he's not playing around. he drew his weapon before I even drew mine, and then as soon as I drew mine, he fired at me. So I think, like I said, I think it's quirk in the characters, not the behavior. So I would say create your own characters. Don't go with the stock characters like I did. Just, understand that's just probably a quirk in those particular characters. But the zone is the focus of today's video. So let's focus on that. So I've set the zone up to be really, really big, right? But it's a zone behavior. Anything inside that zone, that's where it's going to be active. Anything outside that zone, it's just going to ignore that. You want to set the sight range for your NPCs to be less than the length of this zone, which can be tricky because it's really difficult to gauge the number of units. What I like to do is I like to add a floor of some kind. So let's suppose we just put, I don't know, like this floor is 100 units, right? So there's 100 units, 200 units, 300 units, and so on, to kind of get an idea of just how big this zone is. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. It'll get you where you want to be, and you can just dial it in from there. But you want them to be able to see, but not so far that you give the player enough time to react. So if I didn't know that zone was there and I walked in that zone with my gun, because why would I have my gun away, right? Then I get that message. It says, hey, no weapons beyond this point. That alerts me, tells me, okay, I need to put my weapon away. Now, if I continue to go towards the guards with my weapon drawn, well, hey, I was warned, right? So that's the way I would play that. But so set the sight range to your NPCs to maybe about half the size of the zone. And then the behavior itself here, we only have so many parameters. We have a prompt text, which is what's going to be displayed at the bottom of the screen when the player enters the zone. So that's the text you saw. You have the hostility range, which is 400, which I think, if I remember right, I set the view to be just a little bit above that. So they can see you above that. They're going to become hostile at 400 or less. So if you're within 400 units of that NPC and you have your gun drawn, it's game on. They're gonna shoot at you. And then the zone height, same as always, it's a zone behavior. So this tells you how far above the zone you can be and still trigger the behavior in the zone. So, I like to think of the scenario of if you're in a building that's got multiple levels and you want this to only be active on the first level and not the second level, 100 units is generally the height of a standard floor. So it wouldn't affect level 2. Theoretically, I might, play around with that and test it, but theoretically that's the idea behind the zone height. But that's it. Not a lot to say about the hostile zone. It's kind of a niche use case, but it's a neat behavior nonetheless. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned anything new, please be sure to click the like button down below. It helps me out a lot. If you're new here or if you just haven't subscribed yet, would love to have you stick around. Please be sure to subscribe. And if you'd like a notification for whenever a new video is posted, just click the bell icon and that'll let you know when a new video is ready. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. Really short one for today, but hopefully it helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. Hey, don't forget there's a written guide for every behavior, including ones I haven't yet covered on this channel. And if you want to learn some more, why don't you check out this video next.